Om. 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 Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarvavighnopashantaye. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Hari Om. A very good morning to every one of you. Welcome to this beautiful, most attractive, the most divine temple which is within our own selves. My loving pranams at the divine lotus feet of my Guru, Papa Swami Ramdas of Anandashram, Kanjangad, Kerala, and my beloved parents. We will offer our salutations to Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi and start today's session. Neelaravinda Sugrita Sadrisham Prasade Tulyam Tatha Mahasi Toyaja Bandhavena Brahmyam Stitau Tu Pitaram Vatamoolavasam Samsmarayantam Achalam Tamanusmaramaha. What a gift Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi has blessed all of us with. Just in 30 shlokas, the gist of all the Upanishads, gist of 700 shlokas of Bhagavad Gita in only 30 shlokas. The concept of all the paths, there are so many different paths for liberation. All the paths are explained beautifully. In the first 6 shlokas, he talks about Karma Yoga, then talks about Upasana Yoga, the worship that we do through the body, through our words, through the mind. What is dhyana? What is japa? What is puja? Everything he has explained, and we have seen all these. Then he talked about Ashtanga Yoga, one of the limbs of Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga has got 8 angas or 8 limbs. Among these, he talks about one of them, which is pranayama. By doing pranayama on a regular basis, we are able to control the mind, which is very, very subtle. Prana is gross. Mind is subtle. But both are the branches of the same tree. So if you bend one branch, the other branches also can be bent. So by controlling prana or breath, what we call as pranayama, mind also can be controlled, even though it is only for some time. It is not permanent one, temporarily. Doesn't matter. At least for some time, it is under our control. Otherwise, like a free bird, it jumps here and there, flies everywhere, wanders here and there. Especially in the worldly matters. So to bring this subtle mind under our control, he advises us to do this pranayama. Then he gives an introduction to Jnana Yoga. In the 16th shloka, he says, Drishyavaritam chittam atmanaha chitvadarshanam tattvadarshanam. Drishyavaritam. Whatever we grasp from this universe. Keep it aside. What are we doing? Whatever we grasp from the universe, hearing, seeing, smelling, touching, tasting, through these jnanendriyas, we are grasping the world and we are drowned in this world. So he says, keep them aside. Not that we should not live in this world, not that we should not see or hear or so, but don't dwell, let the mind not dwell in these worldly affairs. He does not advise us to take up sannyasa. So many people came to him. Should I take sannyasa? I am tired of my family. I want to take sannyasa. Shall I take? He was asking Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi. Then Maharshi said, the same family will come to you even if you take sannyasa. Sannyasa is not just running away from the family. It should be internally happening. So he asked them, Bhagavan, why did you take then? So Bhagavan smilingly said, I did not ask anybody. Did I go to anyone and shall I take sannyasa? Did I ask anybody? No. It came from within. So he is not advising us to take sannyasa at all. Be in the family. Do all the duties. But let the mind not dwell in these matters. That is what he means by saying, Drishyavaritam Chittam Atmanaha. As we go deeper into these, we get to know what Atma is. Who am I? He gives beautiful explanation about all these. Then slowly the mind turns towards this Atma or the original I. This is Tattva Darshanam. This is Satya Darshanam. This is Atma Darshanam. This is Paramatma Darshanam. We call as Atma Sakshatkara, Paramatma Sakshatkara, Deva Sakshatkara. All these mean the same. So he says, this is the path that is advised by Ramana Maharshi. He himself says that this is the direct path. You need not waste your time in any other things. Try to do this, and as per his advice, many of his disciples followed and reached that state. Why not we also try? Nothing wrong in trying. Let us see what he says, how it must be done. Because he has said in the 16th shloka about this, only about this shloka, now the next explanation from 17th to 30th shloka. Explanation about how to go about it. Okay, we are also ready for it, but how to go about it? So that he says in the 17th shloka, Manasam tu kim margane krite naiva manasam marga arjavat. His path, his advice is giving here. When you question, go deeper and find out, what is this mind? Oh, there is no mind at all. You come to this stage then. There is no mind. Naiva manasam marga arjavat. So if we can spend some time in this, he says this is the direct, you will reach the destination. Otherwise, so many different paths we are taking, but it may take so much of time for us. So he says this is the direct path, arjavat. Then vrittayastvakam vrittimashitaha vrittayo mano vidyaham manaha. What is manas? Manas is thoughts, bundle of thoughts. Vritti. Vritti means work. What is the work of this mind? It is only thoughts, thinking. The first, he says, vrittayastvaham vrittim ashritaha. 3 stages are explained here. The first stage is not given here in this Upadesha Sara. He has explained about it in 40 shlokas, Ulladu Narpadu, which is translated as Saddarshanam by his disciple Kavyakanta Ganapati Muni. In that he explains about these stages, the first stage especially, which is not explained here in Upadesha Sara. First stage is understanding what this world is. We have already discussed in the previous session. In my neighbor's house, some incident takes place. If I don't come to know about that, for me, it is as good as not happened. Maybe in my own house, in another room, something happens. I don't get to know about it. So for me, it has not happened at all. That means the world is nothing but what we have perceived, what we have grasped. Even though the same world, we are living in the same world, your world is different, my world is different. What does it mean? How can it be different? What my thoughts are, that is my world. What is your thoughts are, that is your world. So do we have the same thoughts always? Some field we may have similar thoughts. But that doesn't mean the world is the same for all of us. So the first stage is, world is nothing but a bundle of thoughts which I have perceived. Now each one of us is worried about only each one's world, not about the general world, our world. So the first stage is, world is nothing but a bundle of thoughts based on what I have, the data that I have perceived. This is the first stage. Now the second stage is explained here in the 18th shloka. Vrittayastvaham vrittimashritaha. Vrittayaha. The world thoughts are depending on aham vritti. We have seen mind is also nothing but vrittayo mano vidyaham manaha. Vritti is nothing but thoughts. What is mind? Bundle of thoughts is mind. Now the second stage is talking about this idam vritti, or thoughts about the world or the mind, is given the name as idam vritti in Ulladu Narpadu. He says this is dependent on aham vritti. Aham vritti is ahamkara, or the individuality, not the pride. I am existing. Even in the night when it is very dark, I know that I am existing. Nobody needs to come and tell me, Jyoti, you are there. I know that I am there. About others, we don't know whether they are there or not. If it's pitch dark, then either we have to touch them or they have to talk through sound. We have to come to know that they are there. But I don't need anybody else to tell me. I know that I am there. So that I am is that individuality, is given the name as aham vritti or ahamkara. So here in this shloka, Bhagavan says that idam vritti is dependent on aham vritti. That is, if I am not there, then you are not there, he is not there, she is not there, it is not there, world is also not there then. So aham vritti is definitely there. Only then, if I exist, only then he, she, it, world exists, otherwise no. This is the second stage. Idam vritti is dependent on aham vritti. If aham vritti is not there, idam vritti also is not there. First stage is idam vritti. That is, world is bundle of thoughts. Mind is nothing but bundle of thoughts. This is given the name as idam vritti. This is the first stage. In the second stage, he explains that idam vritti is dependent on aham vritti, which is individuality. Ahamkara, individuality, I am. This is the second stage. Now he goes further. Let us see what he says in the 19th shloka. Ahamayam kuto bhavati chinvata aipatatyagam nija vicharanam. Now he goes to the third stage. Aham ayam kuto bhavati. This ahamkara, aham vritti, where does it arise from? Kutaha bhavati. Where is it arising from? Chinvataha. Enquire this. I am. Where is this coming from? So when you enquire like this, he says, Ai, patati aham. Aham patati. Patati means false. This aham also falls down. This is nija vicharanam. This is the self-enquiry. Or we call this as satya shodhana. Enquiring about truth with the T capital. We have already seen the explanation about this in Tattvabodha. Let us once again bring that topic here. Now, there is one original face. I am standing in front of the mirror. In the mirror, we see the reflection. So there are three things over here. One is the original face. Second one is the mirror. And the third one is reflection that we see in the mirror. Three things are there. Original face is given the name as bimba. And the reflected image is given the name as pratibimba. And the mirror is our mind. So original face is Atma or that original I. Mirror is our mind. Then pratibimba or the reflection is ahamkara, aham vritti. I repeat that. Original I is given the name as bimba. Mirror is mind. In the mirror you see the reflection. That reflection is in Sanskrita, then word is pratibimba. Now, is this pratibimba original? It is not original. It is only a reflection. This daily we stand in front of the mirror and see our face. If I am wearing the pallu to the left, in the mirror it looks as though it is to the right. Isn't it? We all take selfies. When all of us are there, generally we take selfies. Even in the selfie, it is like that. That's why the face is slightly like this it looks. That means The reflection is dependent on the quality of the mirror and the original eye or face. Isn't it? Think about it. When we stand in front of the mirror, assume that the mirror is not clean or oily or dusty. Then, how is the reflection? How is the image that we see? Pratibimba is not clear. Face is clear or the original eye is clear. But because the mirror is not clean, the reflection also is not clear. So here the mirror is our mind. That is why so much of importance is given to the purity of the mind, which is like having a clean mirror. He started with Karma Yoga. Bhagavad Gita starts with Karma Yoga. Leave the first two chapters. First chapter is only Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Second one is the gist of all the shlokas. And the third one starts actually with the Karma Yoga. Why? In the beginning itself, Karma Yoga is prescribed or advised. Because only when we perform this Karma Yoga, the mind can achieve that kind of purity. Otherwise, the mind is so impure. Me and mine. Wherever we go, we have this me and mine. And anything and everything attached to this body is considered as me and mine. I am attached to all these things, all the people, all the situations which are concerned with me as body. So Karma Yoga is 100% needed to make the mirror clear or clean and clear. Sometimes we see some mirrors. We have concave mirrors, convex mirrors. Variety of mirrors are there. When we stand in front of such mirrors, the face looks shapeless or like this, or fat or tall. In some places they keep such mirrors. And it's so funny to look at that. You look so tall, thin and tall. Some of the mirrors you look very fat. Some you look as though you're crying. Nowadays we have video calls through our phones and there are so many special effects. My grandchildren do this. More than talking, they are interested in this, giving special effects. The face looks all like this, crying, etc. Quality of the mirror matters. So, this Pratibimba takes some attribute from the mirror and some attribute from the original eye. From the original eye, it takes that Chaitanya. And this Pratibimba, which takes the Chaitanya from the original Chaitanya, is given the name as Jivatma. So the Chaitanya that we have is reflection of the original Atma. And now when we observe, this original I is always existing. Whereas Pratibimba is not always existing. When the Pratibimba is existing, when is it existing? Only when the mirror is there. If I remove the mirror, my face is there but I have removed the mirror. What happens? No Pratibimba, no reflection because there is no mirror. Pratibimba is aham vritti. Aham vritti also falls down. Aham vritti is nothing but false I, pseudo I. False, F-A-L-S-E, false I, not the true I. That also false, F-A-L-L-S, false. To give the example, to make us understand, when I sleep, I am in my deep sleep. In this deep sleep, is the mind working? If the mind is working, then we see dreams. In the deep sleep, there is no dream. We are in deep sleep. Mind is not working. Body is not working. In my deep sleep, do I remember that, oh, I'm Jyoti, I'm so and so, I'm such a profession, I've got this profession, I'm so tall, so fat, all these, do they exist? In deep sleep, do such thoughts exist? Does aham vritti exist in deep sleep? No, we don't remember anything in deep sleep. After we get up, we claim, wow, very nice deep sleep I had. I feel so fresh, relaxed. All of us wait for this kind of sleep, deep sleep. Because the body and the mind becomes fresh. Once we get up, the mind gets up. Along with the mind, the world also has come back. Until then, aham vritti was not there. Mind was not there, resolved. World, was the world existing? No. World also was not existing. Now once I get up, mind is ready, active. Along with the mind, the world also has got up. Now I remember what all things that are activities that I have to perform today. Everything comes back. All our problems are back. But in deep sleep, none of these. So when I got up, how do I come to know that I was very happy in my sleep? I did not know anything. How do we know? Who was there witnessing? Mind was not there. Aham vritti was not there. World was not there. Then who is telling me? Wow, I had nice sleep. I did not know anything. Who is saying this now? How do we come to know this? So there must be something witnessing all this. Constantly awake, constantly witnessing, something is there. That is the original I or Atma. But unfortunately, we are claiming ourselves to be either this body or mind or intellect or any of these sense organs. We think that I am this. Just because of this ignorance, we face all hurdles, all difficulties, all unhappiness is just because of this wrong notion, wrong identification. We are identifying ourselves with the body. So I say, I'm having fever. Leg is fractured. Hand pain. Now whenever we have anything like this, instead of worrying, I am not saying don't take medication. Let us take medicines for it. Let us consult the doctor. Take medicines for it, but let us not worry about it. whenever we have any such sickness, instead of worrying about it, let us question ourselves. Who has got fever? I have fever. Who is this I? Am I the body? No. So says Maharshi. Let us try to follow that. I am not this body. He says you are that original I. So can we try to connect with that original I? We cannot see this original I. We cannot hear, we cannot taste it, because it is not an object to be experienced. He says now, idam vritti, this is that, this is glass, this is book, this is computer. Everything, this, yes, it is an object. You can have knowledge about that. Now he says, this mind and aham vritti also can be objectified. They are also like objects, even though we cannot touch them, see them, etc. They are also like objects, or we can objectify them. They are not existing always. Just now we have seen in the deep sleep, aham vritti is not there, mind is not there, world is not there. So all these three have arrival and departure. They come, they go. Which means they are not permanent. So what is permanent here? What is eternally existing? That is the original I, or Atma. Now he says, try to identify yourself with this original I. You are that actually. But you are identifying with the body, and so you say that I have fever. You are identifying yourself with the mind, and so you say that I am sad, I am happy. Who is sad? I can never be sad. Original I can never be sad. Because the nature of that original I is Sat Chit Ananda. Sat is always existing. Chit is that awareness. Anytime I am aware that I am. That awareness is there. Ananda is always blissful. So I am always happy. How can I become sad? Oh no, it is my mind which is becoming sad. I can never become sad. This mind and aham vritti are interdependent. If the mind is happy, aham vritti also is happy. If the mind is sad, aham vritti also is sad. Mind is agitated, aham vritti also is agitated. Mind is agitated for some reason. Then, if somebody says any small sentence, my ahankara gets triggered. Aham vritti is triggered. That also gets agitated. Then anger. See how they are interdependent there. I know Kannada. I don't know Malayalam. So we are aware of this. Aware of knowledge as well as aware of ignorance. I don't know. So that awareness is always there. there is no attribute for Atma. That is why we say Nirguna. Just now I said that nature of Atma is Sat, Chit, Ananda. How are these different from attributes or Guna? Attribute is Guna. Let me explain with an example. There is fire. Fire is always hot. Have we seen a fire which is cool? Oh, this fire is very cool. Let me touch. Do we do that? It is always hot. Now, on the stove, I keep a vessel. On fire, I am keeping a vessel. In that, I am pouring some water and some vegetables to make sambar. That vessel becomes hot. Water becomes hot. Vegetable become hot. And I prepare sambar and switch off the stove. No more fire. This vessel continues to be hot for some time. It becomes cold afterwards. So, now you observe, fire is always hot. So, heat is the nature of fire. Whereas, heat is not the nature of either the vessel or water or vegetables. It's an attribute for it to, or quality of this vessel or water, etc. to have that heat for some time and retain the heat only for some time. So we cannot say that heat is the nature of the vessel. I hope I am making it clear. Fire, heat is the nature of fire, whereas heat is not the nature of vessel or water or vegetables. It is only a quality of all these to receive the heat and retain it for some time. So it is a quality. Heat is not a quality for fire. It is the nature or swabhava. While generally talking, we say swabhava, guna, we interchange. We simply say that, oh, that person has very good guna or good swabhava. We say that, oh, that lady has got very good nature, very good swabhava, helping nature. Today the person is helping. Tomorrow the person need not help. Let us assume that that person is not helping tomorrow. For some reason, that person has changed. So can I use that helping nature? Helping word, nature, can I use that word? No, it is only a guna of that person. Today it is there, tomorrow it need not be there. I hope it is clear. So here, Atma does not have any attribute. There is no guna for Atma at all. That is why we use the word Nirguna. But it has the nature which never changes. Whosoever Atma it is, original Atma does not have any attribute. It does not change. It is the same for everybody. It cannot be actually compared with anything, but in Bhagavad Gita, 13th chapter, Kshetra Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yoga, Sri Krishna gives an example of ether or space. We have the 5 Panchamahabhutas, space or ether, air, fire, water, earth. Earth is the grossest element. Space is the subtlest element. Akasha. Not the sky, space. So he explains there, It is subtler than Akasha. Now we see Akasha everywhere. Do we really see what is Akasha? Because there is nothing, we feel that it is a space. It cannot be seen. We cannot touch that space. If I show my hand in this way and ask you, what do you see? Definitely you say that we see your fingers or we see your hand. What about the space there? If I construct a house, where do I construct? Space. Space should be there. Only then I can construct a house. When I construct the house, after the construction of my house, where did the space go? Did the space go anywhere? No. Space continues to exist there only. Only when we demolish the house, again we see the space. Otherwise, if I construct a room, that is also space. We give a new name to that as this is my bedroom, my kitchen. What is it? It is space. Similarly, another example that Bhagavan Sri Krishna gives in 13th chapter is light. In the presence of light, you see everything, every object. Let us assume that I am watching some dance program. There is absolutely no light, but the dancers are dancing on the stage. Do I see? I can't see because there is no light. In the presence of the light, I can see them performing the dance. Wonderful. When the dance is going on, do I give any attention to the light? Because I am totally absorbed in the dance. Similar is the example of watching movie. We go to the theater and before the starting of the movie, we see the white big wall. Once the movie starts, the movie is projected on this wall, and as we keep watching the movie, we completely forget that there is a wall behind this and it is only a projection of this movie. Actually, movie is not taking place there. It is already shot. Shooting is already done. They are simply playing it again and again on this wall. So we completely forget about the wall. And we get involved in the movie. So much that if the hero is beaten by the villains, we sit at the chair like this, biting nails. What is happening? And we feel as though they are hitting us. If the heroine is crying, we also shed tears there. Because we are involving ourselves so much in that, we are absorbed in so much. We ourselves become the hero or heroine. And if it happens to be a tragedy movie, gone case. You can see everybody coming out of the theatre wiping their eyes, tears. Oh, if you see that, this is a tragedy end. Did anything happen to us to cry? What has happened is to that hero and heroine in the movie. That too, not actually it has happened to them. It is only action. But see how much we were involved in it. It appeared as though it happened to our own selves. That is what Bhagavan is telling here. Give your attention to that white wall behind, which is permanently there. So many movies are shown on that same screen, same wall. So many different movies are projected. Different heroes, different heroines, different villains, different story. Wall is the same. If at all it rains in the movie, what happens to the wall? Is it becoming wet? No. If at all some dance sequence is going on, anything happens to the wall? Neither happiness nor sadness affect the wall. In the same way, this original I is permanently existing, that is Sat. Permanently awareness is there, I am, and permanently happy. But unfortunately, we are identifying ourselves with the pseudo I, false I, artificial I. Because of this wrong identification, we are all struggling in this life, and we call this world or samsara as dukkha sagara. So he says, identify yourself with that original I. The actual I is you. You are this actually. Tat tvam asi. Tat is this original I or Atma. So he says, if you give your attention to this original I, direct path. In sleep, the mind is resolved, aham vritti is resolved, world is resolved, you are so blissful, so happy, but not aware of it in sleep. Similar situation happens in meditation or samadhi state, consciously happening, aware of what is happening, aware of the happiness at that time itself. See the difference. In deep sleep, at that moment, we are not aware of it. Only later we get to know, oh, I was happy. Whereas the same thing happens here, consciously happening. That is why they say, even if for a fraction of a second you reach that samadhi state, you feel fresh. So here, the purpose of our Vedanta or the goal of all these Upanishads is separating the mind from the original I. Separate it. Then there is no pratibimba at all. There is no aham vritti at all. When the mind falls, ahankara also falls. We must remember, this original I is like electricity. I have electricity in my house, but I don't have any gadgets. I don't have lights, I don't have fans, I don't have geyser, fridge or anything. What is the use of that electricity? No use at all. That is, for the worldly affairs, loka vyavahara, we need this aham vritti. Without that, we cannot interact with the world. Just like electricity is of no use, original I or just Atma also, without this kind of reflection, is of no use for worldly interactions. So what do we mean by saying that mind is not there at all? Subjective mind collapses. Subjective mind is me and mine. That collapses. Then what happens? Everybody is mine. Everything is mine. This is what is Tattva Darshanam. Let us see what he says in the 20th Shloka. Ahaminashabhajahamaham taya spurati hridsvayam paramapurna sat. Ahami. Here ahami is that ahankara. Nashabhaji. When that gets destroyed. Just now we have seen when the mind is destroyed, when the mirror is not there, reflection also is not there. So when the mind collapses, aham vritti, that also collapses. Ahami nashabhaji, when this aham vritti or ahankara gets destroyed, then what is happening? Aham taya spurati hridsvayam. In one's own heart, aham, I. Which I is this? Original I starts shining. Even now it is shining. But only small percentage. That is why we know I am. That existence we know because of that shining. 100% shining? Yes, it can be experienced only when this mind collapses, and then that ahamkara, aham vritti also collapses. Then that aham, not the pride aham, the original Atma. So he says Paramapurna Sat. Sat is always existing. Purna. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. So says our Upanishad. Everything is Purna here. Infinity. Paramasat. Absolute existence. Absolute infinity. There cannot be any two infinities. There can be only one infinity. If we say infinity, then you cannot say that one more infinity exists. No. So this is the concept of Advaita. There is no two. Only one exists. That is the original I. So you and me are not different. Everything is coming from the only one source, which is that I, original I. So now you observe, world is dependent on I. So you can proudly claim that world is dependent on me. Mind is dependent on me. Aham vritti, ahankara, ego, everything is dependent on me. Me means the original I. We say the whole family is dependent on me. I am only the pillar of this family. Without me, family members cannot live at all. What all claims. So what happens if we die? They will not exist. They will continue to exist. They will live maybe more happily. But we think that I am the pillar of the family. That is, as body, as mind, as I am only intelligent. My husband, my wife does not know anything. I only know better than all these people. This is ego. So he says, if you focus on this original I thought, then slowly mind, where is mind? Mind is not there. Where is aham vritti? Ahankara, that also is not there then. Simply that I only is shining everywhere. He says, this is Arjava, this Marga is direct path. So why not we try? Not that we should not do puja, japa, etc., dhyana, etc. Let us do all those. Along with that, at least for a few minutes in a day, sit quietly and observe the mind. Where is my mind wandering? And try to focus on this original I. I am not this world. I am not the thought. Okay, thought of my daughter, my son, everything is attacking me. But I am not getting affected. We must train our mind in this direction now. Try to train. Nobody else can give the training to the mind. We ourselves can only give the training. We can listen to so many satsangas, read so many books, etc. But training has to happen by ourselves, by connecting with that original I. I am not this mind. Let the thoughts be there. I am only witnessing these thoughts. Not easy. Like how the river is flowing. We can stand on the bank of the river and watch the water flowing of the water. Along with the water, so many things are flowing. I am only watching it. I am not getting involved in it. Let us try. It may not be possible in 1 day, 2 days. But since he says that it is Arjava, it's a direct path. Aren't we all interested in going through the direct path? I'm sure that all of us are interested. So let us try, give it a try. We should not simply say that, it's going to be difficult, it's not for me, let me not do this. Without trying, how can we say? Who knows? We might have done a lot of punyas in the previous births. Within a few years we may get this, within a few days we may get it. And once we reach that level, then there is no turning back. So there is an incentive for all of us in this. Since he himself declares that it is Arjava, direct path, why not we try? Let us offer our prayers to Arunachala Shiva and Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi to bless us all, so that we are able to move through the path that he has advised, and he has said that it is direct path. We are all interested, Bhagavan. So please bless all of us. Drag us forward in this path. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala. 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 Namo Ramanaya, Namo Ramanaya, Namo Ramanaya, Namo, Namo. 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 Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. 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 Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu.